Smash that like, man. Share me out. What's going on today? It's lunchtime too. What y'all having for lunch? It's lunchtime too. Is Trump your hero or villain? Answer that question. Shout out everybody. It's Thursday. The end of the week is winding down. As far as I know, we're still in the throes of war with Iran. They talking about they negotiating. It hasn't been negotiated yet. Who negotiates with losers? If Iran was losing, you think they would be negotiating with these guys? Like um also coming up off a loss with China because right after we or the United States Donald Trump administration went over there with 16 people, oligarchs that own 16 trillion-dollar companies. After that visit, the dude entertained Russia. So ain't no telling. Like that's like having your girlfriend over, and when your girlfriend leaves, you bring your side chick, and you just never know. The pillow talk that went on there with Russia and China. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? What'd he say? What's going on? What'd he do? You know what I mean? Russia came there to get a deal too. They said Russia didn't get that deal. Donald Trump got a deal, but he got half of what he was looking for. He was looking to sell 500 Boeing planes. He sold like 200. And also, why everybody going paying homage to the goddamn Chinese premier like he the Godfather, you know? And it's done so smoothly. Like three of the biggest names in geopolitics was together within 24 hours. Ain't no telling what transpired from that. So I want to ask you the question: is China the new and only world power? Because the United States is losing. You know what I mean? We might be looked at as a bully, a big bully or something. It's four of y'all in here. Double tap the screen, fam. Share me out. What's going on with you? It's lunchtime. What you having for lunch? But yeah, I don't know. Do they still look at United States as a world power now that we doing all this backbiting and undermining and switching sides and pillow talking with the enemy? Is United States still looked at as a superpower? Trump, is it like only thing that Trump does for America is take them to court to find them in fault or something? You know what I mean? He's wetting his beak, but then if he found out y'all Americans are wetting y'all beak, y'all citizens, your ass going to jail. Trump is wetting his beak. He has somehow convinced whoever to say that the IRS cannot get in his business no more. You know that shit about to go down. When the motherfucker can't track you, shit. You know it's about to go down. I heard that the IRS cannot go up in Trump business no more. So that means he can embezzle and do all the dirty deeds. They'll never be able to count the money if they can't go up in it. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Yo, I'm telling you, dude is really getting it in and he getting it in for his peoples, man. Trump or the Trump family cannot be audited by the IRS. What type of shit is that? Why are they untouchable? That shit is crazy right there. And when you think about it, shit, perfect now. He can do all he want, and you could never count it. You know what I'm saying? Trump can go and get busy right now, and we will never be able to count it because there's a law saying that they don't get audited or the IRS. That's crazy. Smash that like, man. Is Trump your hero? Iran war, high gas, food, and utilities. Did you vote for this? Who divided America? Who divided America? Somebody tell me that's in the chat screen, peeking, geeking, and peeking. Peeking and geeking. To who divided America? Tell me. And listen, as you come in, can you double tap the screen? Smash that like. It's not the election chair. It will not shock you. As you come in, though. I mean, is Trump your hero or villains? Chester McFly. What's going on, Chester McFly? You say Trump is a hero. What's your opinion with that? Can you give me 3 reasons why you say Trump is a hero? And it's not to debate you. I'm just trying to see what one of my fellow Americans is. Seven Gator. Name 3 reasons, not 2. Shit. Forensics. Forensics. What up, G? Hey, forensics. You know what I'm saying? I saw that what you sent me. Yeah, see what I'm saying? You was the first, you know what I mean? You the first of it. Because before then, I had never been shall we say, sociable with my consumers. What's goody? Forensics. Man, what you think about this stuff with the IRS? Why is Trump getting amnesty or whatever he's getting from the IRS? What is that? Tyrod, what's up with you? Salute. I'm glad that you support. I told you, you was the first person to ever give me a super chat. Tyrod, what's going on? This is my first supporter right here, though. 2 of my first supporters is in here right now. That's crazy. Tyrod and Drina's Haven 916 are my first 2 supporters of the BMC. Me and Tyrod, man, we go back like 5 years. It's politicking. And people, and then this is when we wasn't even into the politics. We maybe was into pop culture or just conversating. Smash that like 16 of y'all in here. If people worried about money, they need to worry about all that money that the Somalians ain't stole shit compared to that white lady that was in charge of all of it. You know, the Somalians was just part of a small group of people that was committing the daycare fraud and the welfare fraud. Now, Drina ain't in here. Forensics accounting and you, Rob. Forensics accounting is of my new regime, but he's the first of my new regime. Remember that day I switched over to the first day I switched over to talking about politics, I had like 90 Thou Wild in here. Remember that day, Rob? I switched over. That's when a lot of people got turned on to me. Smash that like, y'all. Yeah, when he get out of office, him and everybody associated with him is going down. Seven Gator, how's your day? You ain't working today, little one. Chester, I haven't heard of anyone being charged or going to court over the Somali or Minnesota Democrat fraud. It's all headlines, dude. No, somebody did. A white lady. The white lady was the ringleader for all of it. She's going to court. Smash that like, y'all. Yeah, when they get out of I mean, Abin, Guten Abin. What's going on with you, Johan? What's going on? Johan, you in Europe right now, right? Chester, I haven't heard of anyone being charged, said Seven Gator. Not even a Somali. I can't name one Somalian. They're looking at Shorty now, Ilahan, whatever her name is. They're looking at her now. But yeah, I seen them about to charge a couple of people in Minnesota. They got a white lady charged. Chandra Rich. Nah, definitely ain't Fat Pat, but I know him. I know the one from this area. But they usually call me Project Pat. You came and said Fat Pat. Fahima Eagle Mohammed, the owner of Future Leaders Early Learning Center in Minneapolis, was charged with wire fraud and conspiracy to defraud the United States for allegedly stealing over 4.5 million. Jeed, what's the white lady name that was stealing the money? We all been throwing rocks at the Somalians. What was that white lady name, fam? Nobody seems to, I mean, even though what a Somalian is colonized his black man from the Arabs. A Somalian is Arabs are black. Y'all need to stop being so something, man. Arabs are black people. Do you realize that? It's not a race, it's an ethnic group. Jillian. I remember Margaret Thatcher saying that, but Margaret Thatcher from the UK, Luigi. So whatever she said, don't even matter to me. I'm more know what I mean, caught up in America, dude, because I'm American. Trump don't point that finger at me. Shit. Trying to point that finger at everybody but himself. You say it's all debunked, like the Haitians eating the pets. Well, the Haitians that they was talking about, kind of found out they were here legally from political asylum, and it was a deal that they came here to get their jobs and stuff. Federal court and wire fraud, bribery, and conspiracy. Federal prosecutors are actively pushing for significant prison time and millions in asset reductions. Almi Bach and Salim said the high-profile ringleader of the $250 million Feeding Our Future pandemic meal scheme, Bach, who ran the nonprofit and former restaurant owner, said, "We're convicted." In the federal court of wire fraud. Yep, that was her name. Amy Bach. Amy Bach was running that shit. Y'all keep hollering about some damn Somalians stole some money. Nah, that shit was an American. I mean, the Somalians just keyed in on it. Who don't like free money? I can't blame them. But Amy Bach started that shit. Okay, you say Marilyn Albright. Okay. Johan, yeah, the Haitians were all here legally, and Trump is now going and is that saying Uzbekistan motherfuckers coming through. Marilyn Albright, check it out. I don't care now, Luigi. It was lost in the translation when you misquoted it as being Margaret Thatcher. Julian Morton's Julian Morton charged with defrauding Minnesota Great Start compensation support payment program out of four goddamn 425,000 by falsely claiming to have employed 23 people to child care centers. Exactly. Jillian Mertens and that bot girl. Rochester, Kassan, and Ramsey. Uzbeks are coming illegally through the U.S. prayers promised to pay for them and stay in America. What's going on, Kenny? OPEC controls gas prices, not shit. But OPEC go, I mean, whichever way the wind blow too. If the economy is fucked up, I mean, best believe they key in on it and price gouge it. What are you talking about? You think that they don't do whatever if Obama, if Trump is attacking over here, you don't think they raising oil over there because they know it's going to be a demand for it? America is a country full of hate, typically oligarchs playbook. For sure, Joanne. Mustafa Dayeeb and Abdullah Ibrahim introduced. Man, stop naming Somali names. It's that white girl, Bach, and them that did this shit though. I don't know why y'all try to make it like white folks is not doing no crime. It's all black people. Black people are 80% of crime. White folks commit crimes too, especially political crimes. You know what I'm saying? Chilling, Rob. Just chilling, just chilling. Ain't shit really new, man. It's mobbing out. Hey, yo, did y'all hear about Aunt Hefe? Know what I mean, getting a goddamn case. He a content curator with Crip Gang in his background. He also been to the feds and he's on Adam 22. I think he a dope artist too. I like his song when he say 5 bills to get you whacked. That's my shit. But yeah, Aunt Hefe got charged with killing somebody at a taco stand. A blood guy. His bond $1 million. He owned a dispensary in Cali though, so he should be all right. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to glorify all this gang shit and this criminal shit, but it don't lead nothing to but death or the motherfucking jailhouse. Cook, you say release the files. Yeah, and Hefe. Matter of fact, poverty is the reason for crime. It's a worldwide phenomenon for sure, Johan. Yeah, it's on YouTube. That's Google Aunt Hefe. Aunt and Hefe is spelled Jefe. They have two that are pending trial for autism therapy also. God damn. See what I'm saying? That was more than just an effort from some Somalians to defraud the government. That was an effort from anybody that wanted to get paid that was within email's reach of those people, starting with Miss Bach. Remember they was pushing that beer Amber Bark. Who was that? Michelob. That Michelob Amber Bark. That shit was pretty good. It was pretty light. It seemed a little ricey though, but it was light, crispy. You know what I mean? In the true fashion of Michelob, because Michelob, although it's kind of strong, but it is smooth as a motherfucker. If you get one ice chili cold, it's red stripe and Michelob got a similar taste, and that because just like that Modelo Negro, that shit tastes like Guinness. It's too stouty for me. I like my IPAs. I like a light crispy flavor. You know what I mean? And please don't give me one with that spicy ass hops in it. That spicy beer, I can't do it. China just bought $17 billion worth of U.S. farms. That's crazy. Yep. For instance, the uneducated are easily be controlled. And what's so crazy, somebody with a PhD is smirking, thinking they're not being controlled. And what we mean by that is just because you have an education in one topic, you might be, you know what I mean, slow learning in another in the education that you need. So if you're uneducated on the topic, that means you'll easily be controlled, especially some of us that automatically think we understand politics and we understand how the world works and and then get caught up and be like, what happened? You didn't understand it when you said you did. You think Trump is selling us out, G? But it's still like I'm saying. You say Trump loves stupid people. It's stupid people with PhDs because that don't mean they are smart and worldly. That means that they are they have got the required. You know what I mean? For to get that particular degree, they answer the required questions at that time to receive that degree. You say Trump idiot. That's what it is. Is Trump y'all hero or villain, man? It's 31 of y'all in here. Let's get it popping. How's your day, man? How's your day going? How's your day, man? Not really up to Trump, honestly. It's probably his advisors along with the other party. Well, okay, when he has a failure, it's not up to Trump. But when y'all consider something that he did that was supposed to be an achievement, it's Trump, Trump, Trump. He's the daddy. He's the smartest man on the planet. So, nah, don't try to blame it on his administration. We know that he has a, because, I mean, you think of all this diabolical shit. Ty Rob says he's making us look weak. I agree. To all my Muslim and black brothers, let us have this Western country and return to shit. This is my world, MAGA. You sound stupid as fuck. To all my Muslim and black brothers, Muslims and blacks, I mean, are from two different places. Muslims generated around Islam, out of Mecca, and spread worldwide. Blacks, not Africans, blacks are native to America, so we can't go no. Don't even try to link us with Islam. That's the problem. Everybody always linking up with us when they need us. And you are aware that there are some black Muslims. There's a lot of them. Mayla, you say he's your hero. That's what it is. Iran is a mouse that the cats of the world are playing. Shit. What cats of the world? Iran seeming like they're getting a bunch of prestige. And Taiwan, you know what? That's like trying to beat somebody else's kid or try to harbor somebody's kid in your home. Everybody knows that Taiwan is actually a part of China. They never established their independence. It's no less a free trade zone. They never established their independence, and the United States is playing that game that they should be home. They shouldn't even be worried about that because they're cousins. You know what I mean? They're brothers and sisters. All thing that happened was the two sides fought to a standstill, or that side got the best of that side, and the nationalist Chinese moved to Taiwan, and the communist stayed on the mainland with Mao Zedong. China, Russia, and America. You mean China and Russia? Because America is losing their prestige as even having a voice in geopolitics. Because every time we say something, somebody else lose out and get fucked over that was supposed to be our enemy. Let us leave this country and be free. You can go ahead and leave, MAGA. MAGA owns you. You can go ahead and be free, homie. Arabs are black people, man. Slum. Get your mind right. Arabs are black people. Whether you believe Arabs are Africans. Whether you believe in that, the Saudi Arabian Peninsula, the Arabian Peninsula is just another extension of Northern Africa. Lawrence of Arabia and those motherfuckers came and cut it up and made you think that that shit had something to do with Europe. Everything is headed toward. Everything is is geared toward Europe being the supreme, being supreme. Go ask them. I ain't got to ask them. Of course they're gonna say act like they above. They are black people. Yemen, Ethiopia, um, Somalia, Egypt, Morocco. Okay, in some form or fashion, they have the black Arabs. They're black. Arab is a culture in the ethnic group. It's not a race, dude. You got to do your motherfucking research. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. What's going on with you, Liddy? What's up with you? You It was a direct executive order to dissolve the special education department. Right, that was crazy too. Okay, for instance, they don't have to respect. They better not step to us though, and more likely they don't. They're Habibis. But you know what? It kills me when people try to, what I mean, with the ethnic groups and the cultures and stuff. They do anything to make it seem like the black culture is not the mother culture. We sort of like the Olmecs are to the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Toltecs, you know what I mean, and all the other groups that's sprang up in what they call Mexico now, Central America, and South America. The Olmecs were they mother group off of the Yucatan Peninsula. You could tell from the religious rites, the superstitions, the pottery. Chilling, ready? What's up with you, Randy? Oh, Randy Dover. What's up with you? He only cares about himself, not America, and that's true, Helen. That's what it is. Let You need to tell some of these other folks that sometimes you got to be an ear and not be a mouth. Keith P for me and I will with you exactly, for instance. But you know what? Slap me and I'll slap you back. You know what I mean? Randy Dover, free Palestine, free Lebanon. You notice nobody says free Lebanon. Nobody don't say free Palestine no more. The Iranians had tuck over a little bit, getting all the sympathy, and then when everybody realized that most of the Iranians that would, United States did topple them, that will be put in position, are not even in Iran. The people that are going to benefit from after the United States topples their regime are in Beverly Hills somewhere. We should be saying free Cuba, free Raul Castro, 94 years old. They just arrested a 94-year-old man for some shit in 1996. What in the fuck? Or they didn't arrest him. They got a warrant out for him. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Randy. What you doing your birthday, fam? Trump is a villain, says Jimmy. Johan says, I was in Mauritania in 1981. Man, shit was wild. Arabs are far more worse than people think. What do you mean they're far more worse? What were they doing that no other human does, no other culture does? But I mean, free West Papua New Guinea. Okay. What's going on over West Papua New Guinea? Who's taking over that? And Johan, what's your background? And what you got a background in the Foreign Legion with all this traveling and shit? What was you doing in Mauritania? Gee, I do agree that for sure, but the entire replacement of so many power in his party, man, Trump. They said, I have a lot of Arabic friends, and they are all just as cool as us. Nobody said they weren't cool, dude. Okay, slavery was abolishing. Were you a slave then when you were there? Like, it's one thing for a president not to have power of the House and not be able to bribe any other the party members. You know what I mean? But it's a whole other thing. But you guess what? You see how Trump is like crushing Americans, but he praising. a lot of foreigners and kicking back with him, skinning and grinning. But his whole agenda with other Americans is crushing. Even the Republicans that y'all keep saying got something to do with him, the Republicans ain't even getting his respect now. My father worked at the American Embassy in Senegal. Okay, okay, okay. So are you African, Johan? The one guy made a comment that they were mean, all of them. Yeah, that's like saying all black people are mean, or all black people got big dicks, or all of us smoke weed, or all of us can fight, or all of us got a lot of women, or you know what I mean? None of us know our daddies. That's some stereotypical shit. Yeah, everybody's corrupt. Corruption ain't a color. It's in the heart. It's like integrity. It's a learned behavior. I'm African American with a German mother. Okay, so you a war baby. What do you mean African American? So your daddy's Senegalese, a Senegalese American? Because African American, that's like Obama is African American because his daddy is Kenyan and his mama is white. So how are you African? How what does the African American come in? Trump is a disgrace. Thank you there, Turkey. I like the way you spelled your name too, Turkey. Okay, so you're black and German. He's proclaiming. Did your daddy meet your mama when he was in World War II or over there in the military? Because they always had them war babies. I grew up with a cat by the name of I don't know what I ain't even gonna say his name, but my young boy I grew up with, his mom was a beautiful. She was maybe a war baby because she was German, the Heisensi. You know what I mean? She was German. You know, she reckons she Deutsch. But she was Deutsch, but she looked at light skin with natural curly like hair. His mom did, and he looked like his mom. He was light skinned, had the natural curly hair. But I often wonder, was she actually a war baby because she was from Germany? His sister looked at just like her. His mama also, when we was kids, she got a job working with the social service around in my area, and because of what she had went through being a single parent and stuff like that, she wrote a book. I don't know what happened, but I know that my homeboy that I grew up with, he went on to go into the military. I think he's still in the military doing his thing. No, after his duty in Vietnam, he worked in a U.S. base in oh vice baiting, vice baiting. Okay, yeah, okay, okay, okay. So that's where he met her at. Is she a war baby? Is she already mixed with black and German? Okay, 1979. Okay, okay, 1979. Elroy Jetson says Trump is the villain. Smash that like. As Trump is the villain, y'all, give me a thumbs up. If Trump is the hero, give me a thumbs down. If Trump is the hero, give me a thumbs down. If he's the villain, give me a thumbs up. No, she worked at a nurse in Frankfurt. Okay, okay. Frankfurt. A lot of people don't know that's the fucking home of the hot dog. That's why we call hot dogs Franks, from the popular sausage that was made there in Frankfurt. Charles Humphrey says he's the villain. Charles Humphrey, name 3 reasons why you consider Trump the villain. Not to discuss it in a debating, but just to see where you is at with it as an American and your opinion on this shit. All I can hope is that in the end we don't suffer in waves that others do. True indeed, but sometimes, you know what I mean, it'll just be our time. I mean, Rob, you still in the house. What's going on with Pops? How's Pops, man? Great news. We only need to love our neighbors as ourselves, and we have fulfilled the law. Woohoo! Whose law? ML Coins. Thanks to my father, I visiting Cartel 30 of the 50 countries in Africa. Wow. Trump is best you got, please. I knew what you meant. You visited. Yeah. What was that in German though? Wiestenkarten. Trump is not the best we got. Trump is what we got. You understand that? All Americans are like Trump. They do their thing in some form or fashion. Some of us don't agree with it. Some of us agree with it. But as Americans, we all Americans have our own specific qualities and flair. That's why we stand out amongst foreigners. Smash that like y'all shut me out, man. Right. We can't say nothing about what Biden was doing. We too deep into Donald Trump 2.0. Things are super bad. No, I didn't have to stop worrying about gas prices because shit, when you start worrying about something, that's when it get worse. It's like motherfuckers that smoke weed that get rid of their problems. It's still gonna be there. You can smoke all the fucking weed you want. You can do all the coke you want. You can drink all the liquor you want. You can, you know what I mean? But the problem still will be there. Trump is the son of Hitler, sympathist, and a grandson of a draft dodger. That only tells enough. Shit, security ain't an issue because they have yet to breach the infrastructure, like on a scale that we got our heads on the swivel. Right now, the survival is trying to fix a meal every day for your peoples, and not the gas prices not touching your pockets, and um everybody getting fucking PTSD from opening up these high ass electric bills, water bills, utility bills. You feel me? Every now when you sign your lease over, resign your lease, you're worrying about if the fucking rent man gonna go up on the rent because the utilities and everything going up. Shit, they trying to keep up with them motherfuckers. The bill collectors in unison. Price gouge just because it's an excuse because they telling you that the economy is how well. You know the economy. That's everybody's excuse to add $5 more on some shit. You know what I'm saying? You know the economy. Brother, our government is transition into something we don't want, and we've postured against the world. I would say security is an issue. Listen, to most of the people that we postured up against, we are their security, so that's not an issue. You know what I mean? 75% of the world we are protecting. They under our protection. The other 25%, you know what I mean? They know. You know what I mean? They know what it is. Yeah, giving money to rioters. Yup, Charles. Now that shit, man, they should be in the streets with that shit. That's damn near giving them reparations. You see what I'm saying? They should be in the streets with that. Citizens should be in the streets. Shut that fucking fund down, some $1 billion fund for somebody that was even trying to fuck with our lifestyle, with our quality of life. Yep, economic security, because that's the real war that they waging on their own citizens. Economic warfare. Okay, psychological warfare by telling us one thing and doing another and mixing it in with economic warfare to control us. They don't want you getting too powerful or too strong. Know what I mean? But they forgetting that a hungry man is an angry man. And a couple of weeks ago, what's dude name? One of the white boys that be talking that politics shit now. Was it he was like, because of the economics, that is gonna start a motherfucking maybe a civil war or people in the streets. Because shit, how the fuck you naming out talking about all this money that you snatching and all this oil you bagging up, but we ain't even got. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah, when people like this complain when EBT is under attack, huh? Do you know what you're talking about? EBT is received by people that don't complain because then you'll know their secret. That's why anything that the government is even discussing, you know that the majority is heavily involved and they're receiving the most of it. They're not making decisions for minorities, they're making decisions for the majority in which their peoples encompass in. If you know anything, keep hollering EBT. More white families get EBT than any other ethnic group in the country. But you'll say no, because guess what? Your brain been trained to believe that it's only black people that are keying in on government subsidies. You know that shit wouldn't even exist if that was solely the truth. If black people were the majority in anything that black people are the majority in, they get rid of it because they like I ain't paying for them niggas. You know it. But if we can manage to latch on, they'll keep it. That's why they got EBT around. All that type shit. Yeah, that's for real forensics. Wait until you see how much the cost of food is about to go up. Right, there will be also be food. Right, it's gonna be food shortages because wait till that fucking Strait of Hormuz hiccup reaches us. You know when they did the Strait of Hormuz shit, it set a reaction all over the world dealing with travel, transportation, um, import and export. You know what I mean? Those all those ships were linked to other ships, 6 degrees of separation in the motherfucking trade world. So wait till that hiccup gets to us. And if y'all notice, you notice that there's a lot of trains running in y'all area now. Because guess what? A lot of shit backed up. A lot of shit has nowhere to go. Like the ports, because the boats ain't get there yet. Because that boat didn't make it there. That boat didn't make it there. That boat didn't make it there. So money is being fucked up. When that hiccup hits us, you're gonna fucking realize that Trump got us in a motherfucking conundrum. But y'all can't think of that. You think everything is immediate. If EBT is preventing you from being run up on, be glad, right? Into a police state, yeah. No, there ain't no way to fix it because all we got to do is wait for it and maybe we can ride the tide out. The only way to fix it is unite as Americans and from thus forth on, make sure we take care of each other. We be too quick to come in here and say what black people are doing, what Jewish people are doing, what Chinese people are doing, what white folks are doing, you know what I mean? But we never come in and say what Americans can do. You understand? That's the thing right there. That's the only way to fix it as Americans, not as black Americans, white Americans, Chinese Americans, but as Americans, because we'll respect it better when we're doing it together. You know what I mean? Don't watch tear jerker movies. Make tear jerky shit happen in person in the real life. You know what I mean? Yep. Racism and other issues that we don't want to let go. Like Democrats don't want to work with Republicans. The Republicans don't want to work with Democratic socialists. What's going on, Godfather? What's up with you? Charles Humphreys, Bria, Haywood. Did y'all get over there and double tap the screen first of all? Because we on the road to 100 likes in this live stream. But did you get over there and turn on the notifications and support the channel by way of subscription? It's free. Get over there. We on the road to 100,000. We try to get one of them YouTube plaques. We at around let's we headed towards 32. We on the smarter end of 32,000 right now. Let's get it up, man. While focus on race, focus is new enemy of AI taking over more draft centers. Yeah, race is shit. The AI don't know what fucking color you are. All they know is you're a human and you are op. So now race is technology that's we gotta got there gonna contend with. Technology gonna get all the DEI, and they ain't gonna ask for a motherfucking day off. They ain't gonna need one. Got to stop selecting the people that got all their campaign money from Jewish lobbies. Israel is not your friend. We have to see the wrong to correct it, and eyes are opening. Division is trying to be created amongst us, but we will have to agree. Division been amongst us. That's the only way you must be example for the world. Openly diss the press and fire people for telling the truth. Putin should get the heck out of Ukraine. Putin is Ukraine cousins, man. Same as Trump with Iran, but Trump said it is thanks yesterday. He don't care Americans. He said that the other day that he didn't care about our shit. So once a motherfucker tell you who he is, not no assumption. He said who he was. He's the motherfucker that's standing in the way of us filling our bellies. So fucking for real. Once a motherfucker tell you who he is, you believe him. I'm not saying go do nothing to him or none of that because he's the president and he deserves to finish out his 4 years. But supporting all that bullshit, nah, I'm telling you that. In my opinion, I don't support none of the shit he doing because it's not helping Americans. The truth can't even help him now, man, because he's losing a part of his fan base. When the people that believe in your shit stop believing, that's where the problem lies. What's up, player? Always a pleasure to see you, Sassy. What's up with you? How's your day going? Shout out all my super supporters. Forensics accountant, Ty Rob. Johan, you new to the fold. Godfather been here. G. Know what I mean, 7 Gator, of course. Know what I mean, we don't found one of the Gators. We looking for the other 5. You 87. You notice that Gator ain't never come back. Right, but I keep telling y'all, when Biden and them was in office, the dollar was different. Also, this dollar is weak as fuck. This dollar is like 24 cents. All the odds are against it. Did gold back shoot back up over 5,000 yet? Chilling. Me too, fam. Did gold get back over 5,000? The Gator fam. Ah. Right. Well, they was doing that last year. They instituted the digidollar. Officially, there's a dollar that you can get. You know what I mean? And it will be the same as the dollar that you receive in the bank. And the dude that got killed in San Francisco by one of his friends because he smoked drugs with his sister. So he say, what was that guy name that was he helped with what's that, Cube or Square? And then he helped with Cash App. He was the CEO of Cash App. He got killed. And then when I checked his finances, that dude wasn't even at $1 million. How can this person be associated with all this money transfer, all this money, and he was not? You know what I mean? That's crazy to do. Forget, but if you got Cash App, y'all see how Cash App is almost coming, taking the place of your bank. Matter of fact, if you put your bank route and an account number in there, they will take the place of it. You can get loans from Cash App. You can do pay, and then you can get your money back, and then you can pay on sort of like Klarna. You can do so much shit with Cash App now. Cash App will loan you money, and it depends on how much money you get in and what you do with your money and how much your limit is, and then they'll give you a succession of weeks to pay it back. Cash App is like the new bank, like the new credit union, shall we say? And I wonder if your money is secure. I'm gonna have to read the Cash App the fine word, fine print. This is that money. What is that? FCC, and it FCIC, FCC. What is it? Is it backed by the FCC? Blame Trump. You better bet it. Blame him. Blame Trump for starting this war. Cali is now $10 every 2 years, not every 4 years of presidential transfers. The real people running the planet are demonic. Everything is owned. The government, the people, freedom is just an illusion. Gerard said, yeah, thank you. And look at him. Mintz. Mintz, you was in here yesterday talking kind of intelligent. You came in here today and said, I shot myself. You got to be from Britain. You can't even spell shit right. I shot myself. Yeah, you was in here talking intelligent yesterday, Mintz. Now you come in here today with some book. Y'all, boy, y'all. In Germany, we pay €2 liter of gas. A liter of gas is not. How many gallons is a liter of gas? How many gallons is a liter of gas? And that gas probably so stepped on. Your car ain't but that big in Germany. Y'all drive little cars. Y'all make big boys, but y'all drive little shits. Because the Maybach is my favorite car of all time. The Maybach, that Maybach Landau. Ooh, okay, Luigi. You see what I'm saying? So what are you talking about? So you're paying $10 a gallon. If 5 liters is a gallon, you're paying $10. If you're paying $2 per liter, so y'all paying $10 a gallon. What are you talking about? So stop crying. Y'all motherfuckers paying a whole lot. Yeah, they do. They ride bikes and like little scooters and you know what I mean? Well, it's getting like that in the city too. There's a lot of city bikes and them scooters, electric scooters and shit everywhere in everybody's yard. Right, for instance. But you know what? I believe Johan is in goddamn Paducah, Kansas. I don't believe none of the motherfuckers that be coming in here saying they're from overseas. I doubt that my boy DVS is. I think he's the feds or CIA because Chris know every motherfucking thing before it come out, and then he be exact because he was the one that told me about that. It was like 3 or 4 banks that was gonna be closing. He told me that shit 3 months before the shit happened. I'm like, who is your data and analytics? Like I thought you didn't think clearly. I put the president as a placebo bait as Gavin Newsom regulates high taxes. Man, Gavin Newsom should be the president. And look at I can't even pronounce that bullshit. Elon. Elon says hero. Wow. If that's the Spanish name, you better rethink that because your asses might be, you know what I mean, yeah, Chris be on that shit. I fuck with Chris heavy, but I still think he like the fans. He got to be a news. He got to be a news reporter or something. It's something because that motherfucker mind. He be like da 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 da. He knows the shit, but that's what it is. Stay well informed. Shout out DVS Chris, homie. But have you ever heard Chris talk? For instance, Chris been on here talking. Chris talk like he's straight out of like. You know what I mean, he talk British as opposed to Australian. You know, Australian is a patois of British. Chris talk like he's straight from. I mean, the Earl Grey tea commercial. Smash that light. Yeah, good conversator though. And I mean, don't get in a heated battle with him. He'll go, but you like that too, for instance. Y'all know some shit. You were the guy that turned me on to Stephen Miller. Before Trump was even in office, you was like, you gotta watch Stephen Miller. And now you hey, oh yeah, for instance, have you noticed that Stephen Miller ain't been around lately? You think he on the outskirts with like the Marjorie Taylor Greene people? And did you see that y'all see that statement Marjorie Taylor Greene made the other day? She said all of the politicians are on the same team and taking money from the AI. I mean, that's crazy. Prove it, market manipulation. Yeah. Smash that like, y'all. SpaceX and OpenAI. I saw that. I saw that. I read that yesterday. OpenAI, is that through is that Google? And Google adding a few more things to what you can do with they AI too. But I was wondering what did um Elon Musk get when he went to Canada for the next day. They announcing that they're going. Know what I mean, public. He might have got those rare earth minerals that he was looking for. Trump manipulates the market and gets away with it, but Democrats stood by and watched him do it, and he's still doing it. Now they did it with him. Sherelle says hero, the best president. They manipulated the market with him. Believe that. The Democrats are just, you know what I mean, a part of it as Trump. You say you may abandon your right because it's money. Shit. Don't let your opinion on him not let you eat. Like the people that was burning up the Teslas and all that shit. I'm like, huh? That's not a direct assault on him. That's an assault on somebody that owns a Tesla um franchise. You say fuck AI. Everybody that says fuck AI, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Y'all to go, y'all. Nap time. You got to catch up on your sleep. You've been working hard. Gator, thanks for coming through, little one. Fuck Elon Musk, says Johan. Are you in the kin of Elon Musk, Johan? You got any boy in your people? Any of your people? Sassy Mo says. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Seven Gator. Okay, okay. That's what it is. AI is the worst, y'all. Let me get that thumbs up if it's fuck AI, man. That shit is crazy. Okay, Godfather. Smash that like. Later, Gator. Remember we used to say that? Later, alligator. Remember we used to say that, Sassy Mo? Later, alligator. Remember when they first started turning y'all on the artificial meat? When Sister Lean was popping off? Move over, bacon. Now there's something meatier. I hate AI, but I'm retiring before too long, so I'll use it until then. Right. And look, because AI, man, yeah, but they've been telling you that for 20 years, 30 years. Look at all the tech schools. All they were talking about was technology, coding, know what I mean? Entry level into technology, computer technology. After Wild Crocodile, in the Wild Crocodile, okay, okay. Ditto, 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 politic, ditto. Yeah. But they've been telling you for years to get into technology. You know what I mean? Programming. I'm not AI, I'm real magic, says Alexander Williams. I was marching against apartheid in 1988. All this wealth came from this system. All his wealth. Johan, how old are you? Johan, you seem like you probably like 100 years old. You got more motherfucking stories than Duncan McLeod. How many heads have you took? Wait, remember the Green New Deal for less gasoline, car, more electric car? How ironic that Elon Musk Tesla electric car. Right, right. Is it Meta laying off 8,000? Yep. Because ain't nobody using Facebook no more. Facebook is a dinosaur. And he probably switching all over the paleontine or something like that. Yeah, but you know what? That's what they're here to do. Take over the world. Right. All it's Sassy Mo says it's crazy how all these people are graduating college and can't get a job in their fields because of AI and robotics. Okay. So you were 11 years old because you said you was protesting in 1988. So you were protesting, you was 7 years old protesting in 1988, protesting apartheid. I was marching, you was marching against apartheid where at 7 to 8 years old. Smash that light. It's crazy. Okay, I read that. What's going on, Man Roof? Fight the power. Fight the powers that be. Man Roof, what's up with you? Yo, is the National Guard still in DC? And are they still doing checkpoints at night like they was in the beginning of it? You know what I mean? God damn, Godfather. You was nearly finished with college in 1979. Shit, I was barely in what, the third grade. Bill Gates released the upgrade plaque called the Lone Star Ticks people have allergic reaction to red meat. The plague called the Lone Star Ticks plague. Pickle. Name 3 reasons why you say Donald Trump is a hero, and it is just your opinion. They want to depopulation the planet, right? Slim it down. If things, if Trump is your hero, you got something wrong with your head. Why is that, Corey? If Trump is somebody's hero, maybe they see it different from you. That's the problem with America. We always try to weaponize what we feel about somebody else. Trump is not my hero, but um somebody else is free to see him as their hero. Maybe, you know what I mean? It's different analytics and data on why people make these, I mean, choices. When AI gets where it's going, the president will probably be AI. Yep. They're gonna elect him. Look, we're the majority here, so we want T4XI73 to be, you know what I mean, number 66. President 66. You know, Donald Trump 47. By President 66, the motherfucker gonna be AI. So you can look forward to having a president from all other dominations, a Chinese, an Indian, a black, you know what I mean? Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Corey, your vibe is just, you a downer, dude. I'm sorry, man. You're fire, homie. Your vibe was just, people have, you know what I mean? You couldn't think of nothing else to say, man. Your vibe wasn't American. It was a downer family. I'm sorry. All right. Thank you there, Charles Humphreys. Jerry, what's going on with you, Jerry McCommon? Trump is your president. Name 3 reasons why Trump is your president, and it's not to debate with you. I'm just trying to get, you know what I mean, America's opinion. Because even if he is your president, he's my president too. I don't have to like everything he does. You know what I mean, he's the president of the United States. I don't have to like everything he does, though. That's just my opinion. Smash that like. Name 3 reasons why Trump is your president, Jerry. Insatiable says, I don't care for Democrats or Republicans. God, my everything, I put trust in him and not mankind. Right. That's what it is. That's what it is. Smash that light. Because the internet has made the world so small. That's why. They got lazy. It's a new generation. And what happened was the babies from 2000 are now, what, 26 years old. Remember when they thought 99, they thought that the earth, but the internet was going to crash and the world was going to stop and all that. But those 25-year-olds have been born 100% plugged in. So the culture is more leaning towards, you know what I mean? Thanks for that, like and subscribe. You know what I mean? It's there are it's more convenient. They can if they got the debits and credits, they can just order in, then they can make money from all this cryptocurrency shit. Everything is linked into the internet and Wi-Fi and G5. You know what I mean? This is the first time that the kids are born 100% plugged in. Okay, we would get slapped in our mouth. We keep asking about a goddamn Happy Meal. Now they just order Happy Meals to the house. You feel me? Pops be like, I ain't stopping in. You know what I mean? Shut the fuck up. It's different now. Trump is very, very sick. His frontal lobe is a major decline. His dementia is in full display. That's why he slurps and falls asleep everywhere. Those behind him are getting all they can before he goes. Right. That's why they lock down that IRS. What is going on when you can lock down that they can't check your finances? So they don't know where money is being funneled. Jerry must got a piece of that $1 billion Trump stole. Right. Somebody did. I hope gas prices get up to $15 a gallon so poor people can't drive anymore. No, poor people can't drive no more anyway. They don't drive. Most poor people are on the city bus anyway. I mean, so the bus prices might go up because of the gas prices, but most poor people don't have cars. Most people don't have cars now. If y'all ain't caught on to it, Lyft and Uber is what I mean, a part of American culture right now. Smash that like. That's crazy though, man. Did you vote for high gas prices? The Iran war, economy fucked all up, utilities and shit sky high. Did you vote for this? Like 90% of American households own at least one car. So that should tell you something. But best believe 92% of them own the car. Not they don't drive all the time. Know what I mean, and what's considered American household? How many people are considered to live in the American household? Because I mean, that might be encompassing like single people. And most single people got a car, so they can. But I mean, most families have one car. What's considered an American household? Single people and um all other variants of how Americans live a situation could go. Because a household is, I would say, a family. Smash that like. Let's look at the poll. Trump, I agree with him. I voted for it all. 26% of y'all that voted so far. Okay. Approve, 15% of y'all that voted so far. Disapprove, 48%. And 11% of y'all say it's Obama, Biden, and the Dems' fault. Okay. Right. You say you glad you got a fourth senator. Right. And you're so right. That doesn't make sense. That's why I asked him, what did he consider to be a household? He's making sure his family is safe from any kind of interrogation from the government, but Donnie Jr. will mess that up for the family. Ivanka will be in charge of everything, and there will be infighting. But he doing the same shit that Joe Biden was doing before he got out of office, making sure that Hunter and them had their millions. Because you know what I mean? Because Hunter made a bunch of money in Ukraine and in China. But you said no one voted for this. These politicians say one thing going in and completely do the opposite of what they came in the office saying. And that's so true, Who Marshall. But there's some people that will come in here and tell you that they voted for this shit. These people act like they talked to 3 million people. Polls are a lie. Shit. He rules the states are ruled by thugs. And ain't that's crazy, y'all, how all of a sudden, like, these primaries or whatever that's popping off, and a lot of even Republicans, but key politicians that are in opposition to Trump are losing their spaces. And I'm gonna say this, I don't want to get racist, but it's a lot of black ones that are losing by way of they on the Democratic side, and the Republicans are redrawing where their constituents are. Like that shit is crazy. If Trump starts a nuclear war, there will be people that will still call him a hero. Yep. Yep, I sure will. Jesus says hero. Why Jesus? Name 3 reasons. He's a hero. And let's double tap that stream, y'all. Let's get those likes up. Yep, Tennessee, Texas. But the Trump clan grifts as a family always have Don J is the jealous of Ivanka. Ivanka is Trump's favorite. Okay. Ain't Ivanka older than Don Jr., ain't she? There are 284 million registered cars by private citizens of commercial or business use. It's not a poll, it's by registry. Okay, Nate the Gen, I gotta put a jacket on you too. Nate the Gen, what's been up? You pop in and out, but you pop in. You know what I mean? Nate the Gen, what's going on with you? Romy says Obama. What about Obama with a question mark? I asked, was Trump your hero or villain? Somebody answer the question and reason why you making a statement, whether it's the villain or the hero. And all y'all coming through here, Rami, have you got over there and double tap the stream, turned on the notification, support it, I mean, by way of subscribing to the channel. We on the road to 100,000. Also, in participating in this channel, leave some comments below here on topics that we've discussed that you might want to have give your opinion, or a topic that you want to discuss, or any other that you want to come in, you know what I mean, spit your piece. Just leave some comments underneath. And do y'all know about the hyping up videos and live streams? Go to some of these old live streams. I need y'all to hype them up, to get them out. And how we gonna get our conversation held? You know what I mean? This president is the most corrupt president of all time, says Kelly. What's going on, Kelly Barris Ford Cole? That's what it is. Right. Hey, Susie, you better answer quick before you get deported. Not much triggering Indians on YouTube over how they're just as bad as everyone else. What kind of Indians, Nate the Gen? What kind of Indians? Sassimo, Ivanka is younger than Don Jr. He will get passed over and let the fighting begin. You know how wealthy families when the older one is supposed right, like the Godfather. That's why Fredo was mad with fucking Mike. I do think Obama should run or be able to run. I think he'll come in with a Obama doctrine, not Democrats, because you know his first time he was a Democrat. Now he's still under the Democrat because he's against the Republicans, but he'll come in with an Obama agenda. Maybe he'll even get his own Project 2025 type of plan. But that's what you do as president. You have agendas and syllabus that you go by for to put into fruition whatever you pushing. So I think he should get a chance. Him and Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, Ron DeSantis, Mark Rubio, Pence, all the politicians that's names been coming up for whatever reason. I think they should get a chance to duke it out. Know what I mean? I'll put a vote on Obama if he did get up in that ring. Man, I was in New York City. Buses are full, and I'm not talking about the subway. After this registration, almost every American have a car. From India, India ain't never steal no land, dude. Indians are just as colonized and oppressed as people in America are. Remember, India was the jewel of the fucking United Kingdom's crown. India has been pilfered and robbed. They didn't steal no land. Indians came in here and did business. They came and um cornered the market for lower level motels, branched into the hotels, and now they 5, 6 star. The Indians, I'm gonna say this: Indians are hardworking and family orientated. I don't see them coming stealing what land. Name one swath of land that's owned by a large group of Indians. The public American allies Trump destroyed the trust in America. Right. The Indians probably were just getting their land back, man. You know, Europe went around the world and started cutting up the world and making all these imaginary lines of this is your land, this is his land, this is Y'all do realize that before that all that shit, they went over there and colonized some people shit called Indian probably was just taking back what's theirs, man. It's cool when the Europeans do it, but when somebody else does it, they got a problem. But you know what? I sweep around my own front door. This is about America. When Trump finally gonna watch and tell all the books be written, man, Trump terrible. Obama is done. He doesn't want it to be president. They need to hit all those old racist greedy mummies out of government. Get all those old racist greedy mummies out of government. We need young people with fresh ideas. Yeah, exactly. But they get scared of young people. Know their islands were run by. Look, man. Okay, Nick. They do. But what fresh talent do we have? Jasmine Crockett. If she wouldn't have let them boxer in being political comedy because all she was doing was making jokes on them and they was making jokes on her and they was going back and forth. Maybe she was on a bunch of congressional committees, but you know what I mean, the shit is crazy. We need people that know how the internet actually works, know how commerce and trade is really done now and these days. Okay, Trump and all of them, they under the old laws. You know what I mean? We need somebody that's, you know what I mean, can grow with our economy, grow with our utilities, grow with all this new shit that we, you know what I mean? These old folks, they making shit up for us and they not here next year. You're not gonna be here next year or in the next 10 years. So, you know what I mean, we need somebody that's, you know what I mean, whatever they implementing, they can ride it out. Smash that like, did the volume come back? Man, idiots are so racist. They pay no, because Indians are black, man. They show you those light Indians on the brochure, but you go to India, especially Southern India, they're as dark as me. Stop being racist, Johan. That German shit coming out too. You've been, you know what I mean? You've been bred to be racist in Germany. We've been led to it in America, you know what I mean? It's the younger generation turns it into their future. There are plenty of like-minded young people who have more sense than people who are stuck in their ways. It's the only way to move forward, right? And we got to try new things. We stuck in that pocket of let granddaddy decide. Nah, dog. We could. You know what? It's Black Asians, dummy. Go Google. What's the name of that island that started with a B? That got the Black Asians with the blonde hair. You got to stop being stuck in that box, Nate, trying to pin everybody what color they who they is. I deal with integrity. It'll take too many conversations to decide who's a real black man, who's a real white man, who's a Chinese. We don't need to deal with that. We need to deal with who's got integrity. Mm-hmm. Yep. And Bougainville. Go check Bougainville. Bougainville. Asian is not the race. The race is Mongoloid. Asian is the continent, dude. That's just the continent. There is no Asian race. The race is Mongoloid because they got the slanted eyes. Exactly. Black people are in all races. Yeah, the caste system. Well, the caste system is practiced in every part of the world in some form or fashion. The people with money and the people that ain't got money, the haves and the have-nots. It's practiced all over the world. So it shouldn't. I mean, it should be familiar to you. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Sassimo. There's only one race, the human race. No, I ain't thinking of Sri Lanka. I know about Sri Lanka. I'm talking about Bougainville. Bougainville has all the dark skinned people with the blonde hair, and another on one of those islands. But Bougainville, what I was thinking about. I don't know who the original people are. We're not gonna go into some Charles Doran shit right now. Thank you there, Pup. The black man is the original man. I second that. You said he an anti-hero, Shiesty. And can you name 3 reasons why he's an anti-hero? And it's just your opinion. And it's greatly appreciated. So it's not nothing that you're gonna say that we're gonna debate against you. I want to hear your opinion as an American. Charles Humphrey said, Sassy Mo, yes. Shout out Pup, Shiesty Shores, Charles Humphreys. Why travel? Robert Reed says Trump. Did y'all get over there and first of all, did you double tap that stream and smash the like? Did you get over there and support the channel, turn the notification bell on so we had these dope conversations, you can come and do your 1-2s. In Philippines is a people called the Negritos. Spain gave them the name after they found that land. Exactly. Well, in most cultures, like I'm trying to tell y'all, those kids that got bombed in Iran, they were black Iranians in the South. Wazam. What's up, Akeem? Wazam. Akeem. Paige. Thanks for coming through. One of my super, super supporters, always showing love. What you got going on today, Akeem? You off work or you headed to work? You usually be chasing that dollar. Akeem, you from NO. Chilling though, family. Well, they've been Jewish black people before there was Jewish white people. If you know anything, if you know, you know. King Solomon was a Jewish black person, a Hebrew black person. You know, it's a Jewish fucking Jesus, is a Christian Jesus, and it's a Muslim Jesus. Is a Jewish Mary, is a Christian Mary, and is a Muslim Mary. You know what I mean? The Falasha are black Jews. The Limba are black Jews. The Bantu out of Africa practice the closest to the original kosher diet and superstitions and religious practices, even practice of circumcision to Judaism than any other people on the planet. The Bantus, which consist of the um like Khoikhoi or the ones up in the Neolithic types and the Maasai, all the way down to I mean to South Africa with the Zulus and the know what I mean, the Sand people and all that. Bantu. No, the Muslim God Allah is not Jesus. The Muslim God Allah is Yahweh, is God. Thanks mainly the stance against the World Bank. He is certainly an anti-globalist. He reminds me of shit. Who reminds you of JFK? Nimrod, the son of Canaan, he was the king of Babel. Also, remember who was Jesse the blackest Jew's grandson, and who was Jesse the blackest Jew's grandfather? Also, tell me who Zebedee was. What was Zebedee's position? What was Zebedee's um job title? What was his profession? Zebedee. Well, well, why is it gonna blow my mind? I already studied that religion in synagogue. Why would it blow my mind? None of that shit blows my mind because guess what? Christianity is nothing but a goddamn a propaganda religion. It's made up to whoever that is it wants to control. That'll be the tenets that you see or that be pushed. Is a promotional tool, no less. It's not like, you know what I mean? It ain't ancient in its thought. It's futuristic. That's why so many Bibles, because it got out of hand. Now you got to control so many different kind of people and get them to buy into faith in a God that they ain't never seen, and also faith that if they don't do the right thing, that they're going to hell. What's New York? Let me see. What do you think of the mayor of New York? How ironic isn't it, from 9/11? Well, the mayor of New York is no less what's going on in society right now. A lot of these armchair politicians are supporting democratic socialists because that's all they studied in high school, democratic socialists. So I just say it's an experiment because New York not only is the capital of the country, after Washington, D.C., New York is the capital of the world and it's constantly looked at for its trends. You know what I mean? So if it can work in New York City as a Democratic Socialist president, mayor, the president in the next 12 years will be Democratic Socialist openly because all of them have flirted with that Democratic Socialist stuff. Donald Trump, I mean, anything with free healthcare or free anything smells of Democratic socialism or smells of socialism. Donald Trump, Obama, Biden, all of them after George Bush Jr. Everybody after that is subject to be a Democratic socialist. Remember, Donald Trump is not a Republican. He's not MAGA. He is a businessman that is doing the job of a politician right now. Okay, and an entertainer, an actor. Remember, you're fired. That's one of my favorite shows. That's my top 5 shows. The Apprentice. You're fired. And Donald Trump, if he can, you know what I mean, he was a Democratic because he paid Democratic dues. He was a Republican because he paid Republican dues. And a lot of y'all be in here talking about, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I'm a conservative. Have you paid any dues to those Jones? Up to then, you're just a supporter. Only real Democrats, only real Republicans are the ones that pay their dues. That's why you can't be a Mason because your granddaddy won. You're gonna have to pay them dues. I don't give a fuck if he give you his ring. You're not a Mason until you pay some dues. So you're just a supporter when you support the Democrats and Republicans. That's what side you lean towards. Is not actually who you are. That's why Donald Trump was able to become a Democratic candidate and running with the Democrats, and then the motherfucker was a Republican. So he, you know what I mean, he know all both of their business because you know all along was catering to him. You know what I mean? He know all their business. And before he was any of that, he was a envelope passer, a go-between with the Democrats, the Republicans, and the powers that be. That's how he knows so much on how it go because he had every aspect of the job. He started in mailroom with the powerful people, and now he in middle motherfucking management. Well, you look at here, the little millionaire from New York City is motherfucking competing with globalists. You know what I mean? For the attention of the powers that be. And he must know something because he got put out of commission. And then all this stuff behind his name. Who the fuck? Only people I know that did some shit like that is um Michael Jackson and Marion Barry. Marion Barry got caught smoking crack, went to the feds, did his thing, got out, got back at the mayor shit. You know what I mean? Got back on this shit. Like he was bouncing back and forth. He was, you know what I mean? And Michael Jackson, they put all that shit on him. Next week, Michael Jackson come out with something. He back next week. It just shaking shit off. You feel me? Donald Trump, you know what I mean? He knows something. This motherfucker got found guilty. I don't give a fuck what he got found guilty of. He got found guilty and he's the president. Like, huh? That should be hope for all people with felonies. That shit. Where there's a will, there's a way. If they need you, they need you. They're gonna make sure. That's why always make yourself, you know what I mean, needed. You know what I mean? And want it. You know what I mean? Sought after. Be able to assimilate and change. Because if you stuck in that, you know what I mean, whatever you, what if they don't? That don't, the criteria don't require that, and you gotta. Zzz, you know what I mean, if you can't, yeah, you out. You say you know the system is rigged because you use it. You say you support Democrat and you a Mason. Well, Masons is no less just party goers. If you really on it, and, unless you on the upper echelon of it, and you should know that. You know what I mean? And there's no more secret society because everybody knows the apprenticeship stuff, the secret handshakes, and they know what a trowel and the compass and the rule is and the apron. Is no more. There's no less just a like the Boy Scouts, man, which is a part of Masons too. It's no less a I'm trying to agree. I'm trying to agree, culture. Trump went to where the money is. He's an actor. Yeah, a comedian. Yeah, and he's funny as fuck too. Trump is out on bail with 34 felonies as president. Let that sink in. That means they don't give a fleazy about no fucking felonies. That's just another way to control the vote. because they know for sure that black man voice ain't gonna be heard because he stole a chicken when he was 12. That motherfucker 39 years old right now. His voice ain't gonna be heard because maybe he was a hardhead when he was young, but now he owns his own company. And the only thing that's stopping him from participating as American voting is some shit he did when he was 15. You understand what I'm saying? That's the way to control the vote too, because they know exactly how many of y'all are felonies, even in any culture. White, black, or Chinese, they know how many people are felonies, so they know how many people we definitely can count that they won't be voting. So the black vote as a whole has always been watered down with some of the people that might have had a true opinion of what's going on and a true effect on what's going on. They was automatically knocked out the box because of their choice in, I mean, criminal behavior. And more than likely, they got set up. Nah, I ain't a Mason, but I just told you, you know what I mean? I'm a free thinker, you know what I mean? But I respect Masons. A lot of my family members are Masons. My cousin sent me a picture looking handsome. One of my cousins, like my brother, he had on his stuff. He sent me a picture of it. Me and him ain't never discussed it. I knew that just from his familiar bonds, his family bonds. That's what they, you know what I mean. That's what they do. But he sent me a picture of him and his Masonic brothers. You know what I mean, I'm uninitiated master. Salute, and that's so true. You know what I mean, I'm not the worshipful master. I'm an uninitiated master. Smash that like. But with anything, if you're gonna talk about it, know what you're talking about. That's why I know a lot about Masons because it's one of my interests. And but the world is my interest. You know what I mean? My first love of books, you know what I mean, compelled me to know all this shit because you know what I mean. A book is everything. That's why they tell you want to keep a secret, put it in a book because motherfuckers will never open it up. You understand what I'm saying? Smash that like. Definitely, Sassy Mo. All these countries are brought and paid for. Man, the grandfather of my mother is a Mason. There's nothing there. Okay. Stop trying me, the widow's son. Stop trying me with the widow's son type of things. You know what I mean? I probably was one of the three killers. Nah, stop trying to try me. Smash that like, y'all. You say he's a hero, Frank. That's what it is. What's going on, Kevin? Shiesty shows what it is right now. Who was the president of the Lions Club? The Lions Club is no doubt just another Masonic organization, another fraternal organization. The Lions Club, the Moose Club, the Moose Lodge, you know what I mean, the Rotary, the Boys Club, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts. They're just forms of Masons, offshots. Even the Mormons are just Masonic because you know they you call them Christians, but they don't look at Christ as the end all be all. They got a lot of they saints. Smash that like, y'all. I'm telling you, Johan, you sure you ain't a Nazi? Because you keep going into German. What country you in right now, Johan? Chao Jingguo. Kevin, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Chao Jingguo. Stop it. There's 25 of y'all in here, man. Double tap the stream, man. Yeah, they put it, they charge it to the devil. But the devil is just another threat to keep you in line. If you don't do it. You're going with the devil. Like, God damn, hell should be bust open by now. All these people that done did all this shit and got sent to the devil. Steve says, "Hello, my fellow Americans. What's going on with you today, Steve, in Ohio? What's the weather like?" Trump Trump approval rating is fucking low, man. It's damn near below 30 right now. I don't know where you at, Johan. You're in Germany. What are you going to Senegal for? You say Trump is effed up. Smoot. What's going on, Schmoot, Baron, Barian? Okay, sunny and like 58 degrees, getting ready to go mow the grass. Okay, okay. You got an electric lawnmower, a gas lawnmower, a riding lawnmower, or you about to go do that shit with one of them what's them the hedge jump with the weed eater. I seen Mexicans cut grass with weed eaters. Did any cavemen made up end up in hell? Can you define what a caveman is? Zebedee was a fisherman. Salute. The father of James and John, the apostles. Salute. Who went and got that? Estelle Richardson. Okay. Okay. And who was Jesse the Blackest Juice akin to? Although all of them was some kin. Zebedee, Jesse, and all of them. I got to put a jacket on you for that intelligentista. That information, man. That was very impressive. Right. Right. Okay, Estelle. Thanks for that, man. That was crazy. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Is the land of my ancestors. I am adapt of Fatrad mean the way to create a series. Man, I don't know, man. I thought your dad was from Chicago, from Cleveland, and your mama was from Germany. You seem a little mixed up. Just stop telling me, man. Before just stop for real, Johan. You told me your daddy was black from Cleveland and your mama was a white lady from Germany, and now you're trying to convince me that it's your Senegalese heritage. Stop getting infatuated with these books about these people's culture and just, you know what I mean? Salute, Estelle. Okay, let me pull another name out the Bible because it's so many names that we very rarely hear. You know what I mean, anymore. Um, like I said, Jesse. And what was Jesse known for? Anybody know what Jesse in the Bible was known for? He's getting richer. He doesn't care about putting our country first. Right. Exactly. He's a con man, Jorge. He is. And now IRS just said y'all can't even look at the books. You guys can't look at the books. See, you say it's the land of your ancestors. What ancestors, dude? Your dad's from Cleveland. Okay. But guess what? She used to be Jesse's girl. I got her now. Mm-mm-mm. She used to be Jesse's girl. And what was Jesse's girl's name? Fatal Cool. Tell me Jesse's girl's name. Smash that like you showing your age too, Fatal. I'm in CN just for learning English. What's CN? What's that? Trump been a con man his whole life, says Charles Humphreys. Charles Humphreys, Kevin, uh, Jorge, have y'all got over there? And first of all, have you double tapped the stream? Have you got over there and signed up, supported the channel? They call it subscribers. I'm on the road to 100,000. I'm trying to get that YouTube plaque. I'm trying to replace Trump face with the YouTube plaque. You feel me? Right. And Aldous Haley was lying. Your daddy is tripping. Aldous Haley, y'all know that Aldous Haley was telling a lie about his peoples coming from wherever in Africa, the Kambilongo and Kunta Kinte. Just so happened Kente cloth is that yellow, orange, white, red, that little plaid-like cloth that they wear. That's a Kente. That's I mean, that's something that's so commercial in Africa. It's like a It's like a tourist thing. Like tourists come and get that shit. The Africans, they'll wear all kind of cloths to that matter. But you know that Alex Haley made up the story of Roots, right? He was the librarian for the Library of Congress, and he also was in the Coast Guard. Do your history on that shit. Stop, I mean, leading into what they lead you into. That's why they release Roots, so they can cover up what was really going on. You understand what I'm saying? Or what really happened. That was their way of, you know what I mean, brainwashing you to, okay, yeah, this what happened. Yeah, Chicken George won't real family. They was taken from other people's history and put together. You know what I mean? Yeah, he sued the IRS, and now the IRS can't even look into his money. How are the IRS going to defend themselves and, know what I mean, state their case if they can't look into his business? That's what's so crazy about it. Who's Gary's girl? Nitsavet. Roots didn't get Alex Haley very wealthy. Charles Humphrey. Let me see how much Alex Haley was worth. Roots got him popular, and it also, know what I mean, it gave white people and black people an answer to what happened during slavery. Maybe not been what happened, but just, know what I mean, yeah, Alex Haley was no less a plant, man. He was he was the author, like he was like Martin Luther King. His real name was Michael. All of that shit is, know what I mean, carefully choreographed. 20 years before those people appear, they already, know what I mean. Look, his net worth just getting to 20. He ain't even living. He probably ain't even getting none of that money. That shit is like Tupac. Tupac dropped all of them beats and did all that shit, but he was not a millionaire when he died. Basquiat wrote all them ugly ass pictures, painted all that bullshit, but he was not a millionaire when he died. That was Jesse's boyfriend. He was in the band. Wow. Lenemy says hi. Penny says, "What's barbaric?" Penny says, "Standing up for your country." Yeah, Alex Haller's uh subject not even got none of that money. He probably got a commission to write those books because you know he wrote the autobiography for Malcolm X too, which you have, you know what I mean? You can't even believe what he said about that. Okay, Estelle, thank you. Jesse's wife was named Netzavet. Okay, okay. And also in the Bible, why don't you think they further expound on Abraham's slave Hagar and her son Ishmael? I would rather die on my feet than to live on my knees. That's what it is. Smash that like. But y'all know what that song? She used to be Jesse's girl. What popular TV show in the 80s was that song associated with? Can somebody tell me? Show your age and tell me what popular TV show was that song associated with? Smash that like y'all. Shut me out. And shout out all my Americans, whether we in agreement of what's going on or disagreement. One thing we can agree upon, if you call yourself an American, that we are all Americans. General Hospital, Fatal Cool, you old as hell. Damn, Steve, you told me that. You said your ex-wife. Stop it, Steve. Stop it before she come around there and throw a rock through your window like Ernest T. Bass. Yeah, General Hospital. Remember General Hospital was American pop culture in the 80s. Luke and Laura. Remember they it was so many songs. Remember that Think of Laura, let's not cry. I know she wanted that way. Hey Laura. And they had so much going on. General Hospital was trending and they was linking music, television, you know what I'm saying? None of your bees says villain. That's what it is. Steve, wow. He's serious though. He ain't joking. Penny, Steve is serious. The marriage between Luke and Laura, right. But remember one of them died. Remember Laura died. Luke, it was Laura. That's when General Hospital went outside of the hospital. It was when they went and got into that spy shit. It was Luke, Laura, Diana, Robert Scorpio. Y'all remember Robert Scorpio? He was like a CIA spy type of motherfucker. Yeah, they faked it. Yeah, that's when General Hospital went motherfucking outside the norm. Yeah, your mama would spit your ass. She come home rushing in the door to watch the General Hospital, and you sitting there watching Transformers. Transformers, robots in disguise. Cut that shit off. Luke about to propose to Laura. Smash that light. All my children, one life to live, younger the rest is, and you forgot one. As the world turns, as my blunt burns. As the world turns. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was all a dream. That's when TV was TV, family. Hey, you had to be there in the 80s. General Hospital had it popping. And what was the joke that used to come on before General Hospital? It had was that the one that had Asa Buchanan in them up there, Bo and all them? Goddamn, what was that white dude that was married to what was damn Blake Carrington. No, Blake Carrington was on not Dynasty. He was on Dynasty. Blake Carrington. What was the girl though? What was that girl with the dark hair? She was on the stories. She was known for getting money. I think Lil Kim name drop her a lot. Anybody's willing to give the shirt off anybody else back. Mike, do you realize that a liberal, a conservative, all of them are the same thing? Dallas with JR and his brother, Bobby Ewing and all them there. Paul Dixon was about that time, right? But no, Asa Buchanan and them, and then it was what was Shorty, man? I think she associated with no, that's Liz Taylor with the White Diamonds. Erica Kane. Erica Kane want no motherfucking joke. Erica Kane. Susan Lucci, yeah, remember she was dope. Well, that's like they tell Erica Kane. Salute, thank you there, Mickey. What's going on, Mike? What's going on, Mickey? What's going on, Lynn? Make sure y'all get over there and subscribe to the channel, man. We on our way to 32, but we trying to make it to 100,000 supporters. Make sure you get over there and smash that like. We're at 32,000. The Guiding Light. Who is the main characters on the Guiding Light? Asa Buchanan was one like to live, right? Asa, Bo, they was more on the Dallas side of things with that big shit from Texas. Everything big from Texas. Asa Buchanan had that bread. Then what was the one that had the two black characters? Jesse. Was that General Hospital? It had Jesse and Shorty with the dimples. It was Jesse and Angie. What her name? Angie. Lynn says the government doesn't lie, they engage in disinformation. True indeed, Lynn. Lynn Mice. Let's go old school. Remember shit with Boris. With what's the vampire name? The vampire name was damn. What's the vampire name on General Hospital is my favorite too, Denise. Oh, Shaka Zulu put it down. That movie Shaka Zulu for sure. That voice and the look, they put it, and yo, in the mind of everybody, that dude played Shaka Zulu. And he was a theater trained actor. Barnabas Collins, exactly. I was about to say Boris Karloff, the original Nosferatu, and all them other little characters he played. Sonny Corinthus. My mom let us watch Dark Shadows with her, right? Dark Shadows, shit. That's old school. That's when McHale's Navy and the Flying Nun and I Dream of Jeannie used to come on in the morning with Gomer Pyle and Andy Griffith. 1993, Michael Jackson. What about 1993, Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson did his thing. Remember, he had Captain EO, Room 222. Angela, go play. 1984, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson did his thing. Mod Squad, right? Exactly. The Mod Squad. Smash that light. Exactly, Kevin. The Mod Squad. Fatal Cool, I mean. Fantasy Island used to be one of my favorite shows. Fantasy Island, Clubhouse 22, Hattie the Witch, and Duffy the Dog. Hell no, they must have been Steve, I keep forgetting you old as shit. You was around when it was only black and white TVs. Fatal, you too? Your daddy hated Gilligan Islands. For sure. I wasn't really Gilligan Island either, man. I was more Fantasy Island and Love Boat. MASH was dope. MASH sold a lot of what TV was as to come because what was the one that used to dress like a girl and do all that crazy shit? MASH was dope. When your people are afraid of your God because of hellfire, we eat fire. That's how he said that shit, ain't it? Johan, when your people are afraid of your God because of hellfire, we eat fire. Shocker. Yeah, Klinger. Yeah, Knight Rider. Y'all know Knight Rider in my top 10. Knight Rider and Dukes of Hazzard. Y'all know I always talk about Knight Rider because Knight Rider was sponsored by the Knight Foundation and his father and the experiments with AI. Knight Rider is the first, know what I mean, smart car. Although you could have put the program in anything, Kit was like he was the second smart car because the first smart car was Car, his arch enemy. Yeah, Knight Riders. If I nailed it, Charles Humphreys, get over there and double tap that screen and make sure you show your support. You know what I mean? I'll give it to you one more time. When your people are afraid of your God because of hellfire, we eat fire. Yo, and I like when Shaka Zulu came back and he was on top and he had his mama with him and everybody that was hating, he got there gonna fuck them over. That's what happens. They got there going, they played with him when he was young. He came back with his head up. That's why when my babies leave out here, I tell them every day, keep your motherfucking head up. No matter what you're going through, no matter who against you. Head up, look them in the eye, win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? Don't accept shit. You got the motherfucking no. Don't I believe, nah. I know, motherfucker. Oh yeah, you had a crush on Luke Duke. Boss Hall was my favorite on the Dukes. Chips. My goddamn grandma used to call my little cousin Punch because he had curly hair. Yup. Kit meant Night Industries 2000, right? The 1000 was called Car. You know what I mean? And it was you remember Kit had the tractor trailer that used to pull up and he'll pull up in the tractor trailer. But if you paid attention, the modules and shit in the tractor trailer changed. Sometimes it would be like these lights blaring, then it'd be TV screens, but that shit was dope. Michael Knight and Kit was the first interactive AI, and Kit was the first smart car. Remember, Kit gave Michael Knight money. Michael, he was 18, he was turning into all kind of shit. Kit was doing his thing. The voice of Kit was this old white British type dude. I forgot his name, man. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. He never starred in on it, and they said that he recorded it, pre-recorded this shit. Michael just was answering to it. Remember, Michael Knight had the first iPhone iWatch type of thing where he could communicate with Kit. Kit would be like, Michael, there are two men on the side of the building, and Michael be like, hit him with some missiles. Y'all get, you know what I mean? That shit was crazy. And Michael Knight also had that thing around his neck that he could communicate with Kit, whether Kit was deactivated across the world anywhere, it would permanently link to him that necklace that he wore on his neck. But MacGyver is American pop culture, man, because you know everything. When somebody fix some shit, we always say MacGyver, motherfucker, fix your carburetor with a butter knife, MacGyver. You know what I mean? Everything that's Jimmy rigged is MacGyver. Man, I can tell you in Africa there were I could tell you in Africa there were more fierce resistance like the Duhami Kingdom and the Bohansi. Duhami Kingdom, wasn't that the kingdom of like the Amazon black women that was knocking heads in Duhami, right? That's what they famous for, having that female queen that was knocking heads. Yeah, Hasselhoff was a singer, let's say that, Fatal Cool. He was bigger in Germany than he was here, for real. But um he was on Baywatch. David Hasselhoff is American pop culture. All My Children, Sassy Mo, where you go get that from? That's one of them ones. Who was the lead star on All My Children? Catch me back up on that, Sass. Censor says TDS can be terminal. Also, dick sucking. Censor, if you suck the wrong dick, can be terminal. So you know what? I ain't even with it today. You know what Donald Trump say right now? You're fired. I'll let you, man. God damn. Yeah, in the hood they call it nigger rigging. Remember, crackheads used to be famous for the nigger rig. Shout out PP, Melivon. Shout out Israeli, Michael Bernhardt, and Nicole. Did y'all get over there and double tap the stream, smash the like button, turn on the notifications, and give the channel y'all support? 18 was great. Right. My favorite on 18 was either Hannibal or Face Man, because Face Man was smooth as a motherfucker. And Hannibal, you know what I mean, just put it together. You know? Yeah, I used to like 18. Yeah. Hey, Johan, we ain't gonna make this about African history right now. I'm Black American, my G. You know what I mean? Africans are for Africans, homie. I ain't got nothing against Africans, but right now we trying to have a American pop culture conversation, man. H&R Puff himself, yep, Lidsville. H&R Puff stuff was so. They was worse than Pee Wee Herman. You remember the Pee Wee Herman show? That shit was so motherfucking rated X, and it's supposed to be geared towards kids. Like it's crazy. Oh yeah, I remember the Gong Show. You go on the Gong Show and get the Gong the fuck up. Gong, motherfucker, get that bitch, bong, get your ass off of here. The Gong Show, that's when Price is Right was doing this thing. I used to watch the Price is Right, you know, when they with the wheel, and everybody used to say, Bob Barker was stepping on the wheel and shit. The Great Space Coaster, okay. Jesse and Angela, yeah, Jesse and Angela. Angela had the dimples and shit. Yeah. Bob Barker was a pimp. You got that right. But a lot of people get him mixed up with the guy that sells like the toiletries when you go to prison, your soap dishes and your toothpaste holders and your slip and slides and your little shorts. The Bob Barker that owns that company is a politician out of North Carolina. It's not the same Bob Barker that said you get your animal spayed and neutered out of Burbank, California studios. The Price is Right. That's not the same Bob Barker, y'all. Who was the MC on this Gong Show? It was white guy with the dark hair. I remember Hollywood Squares, Sale of the Century. That wonderful evening. Ed Sullivan. Ed Sullivan was for every y'all. We showing our age. Ed Sullivan was from the '60s. Tonight's show host, we got the one of Ed Sullivan look like fucking Lurch. Yeah, I saw that. The Gone Show guy. Remember Chuck Barris, yeah, Chuck Barris. Yep. Y'all remember Hogan's Hero? And they had that German soldier. What was his name? Schultz. Schultz said, "I see nothing. I see nothing." They used to be doing some shit. Schultz walk and say, "Oh shit, what is going on?" And Colonel Klink with the fucking monocle. And did y'all notice that then and now all German officers have a British accent? Is this? But that's where the English language is from. German. But the Unknown Comic, yep, I used to watch that too. What about the Unknown Stuntman, Colt Siebers? I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford look so fine. That shit. Mark and Mindy, they dropped the Andonaki stuff in there. They made it seem like comedy, but they dropped a lot of Gilgamesh and Andonaki stuff in Mark and Mindy. First of all, Nanu. Okay? Anu. Yeah, see what I mean? Remember Mark and Mindy? They had the Benjamin Buttons baby too. They kids came out of eggs and they came out old. Remember their kid was older than them. Was the fat dude? Was it? What was that fat dude name with that little voice? I remember Milton DeLong and his band with the thug yeah, and Gene the dancing machine. Right. Gene the dancing machine. McHale's Navy, yeah. Yeah, they had the little, then they had the little, what was the little Chinese dude name that used to be hiding all the time? Fuji. What's his name? Fuji. The Officer Joe Bolton show. Yep. I remember McHale's Navy, and I told you, well, golly, Gomer Powell. Gomer Powell was the shit. Sergeant Carter used to go dummy on them niggas. Y'all remember Grizzly Adams? Yeah, Fuji. Okay, that's what it is. Arturo, you say Trump is a grifting lying moron. Wow, that's how you feel. Green Hornet, yeah, Batman, 430. Okay, the Green Hornet and Kato. Bruce Lee was got there on my sidekick. Yeah, Jim Neighbors had it on lock, but y'all know Jim Neighbors was LGB, and his boyfriend was Rock Hudson. Jonathan Winters was yep, the old chubby white man. Jonathan Winters had it on lock back then too. Yep, hey Arnold. Yeah, I remember it. Laughing. What was the what was that laughing when they had the blind head girl? She was dancing with the little nipple swirls on. That was laughing, right? Because they used to come on around the time that Benny Hill. Remember Benny Hill? Benny Hill was considered soft porn back in the day. It would be Benny Hill will go off, and maybe Dr. Roof will come on. That little lady with the German Dr. Roof, and people be calling Dr. Roof. I'm having, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Hey Arnold with his football. Adam West. That was Batman. Yeah, Benny Hill was off the motherfucking chain. Benny Hill and that old little white man that used to be up there. That's when Carol Burnett show was tight too. And then she spent off with Mama's family and took everybody from the Carol Burnett show with her. That's when Pee Wee Herman, yeah, Pee Wee Herman, man. I think Pee Wee Herman just died. Oh, I ain't never see that. I remember the Super Friends though. He man for sure. Chauncey, Chauncey Billings. I know a Chauncey Billups. I think Chauncey Billups on Death Row too. He-Man, Shira, Tila, Manny Faces, Man at Arms, Beastman, Skeletor, Cringer, Dean Martin roast Don Rickles and other. Yeah, Don Rickles, Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, Super Twins, Janet Jenner, Super Twins Activate. What was their monkey name? Fatal Cool. What was the Super Twins monkey name? F Troop. Inspector Gadget. What was Inspector Gadget's niece name in the dog? Remember the show called Bizarre? Yep, it was like a half an hour. Bizarre, was that the show that had like the bear with the glasses on? Oh, Captain Power. Yeah, Susan Lucci was Erica Kane. That's why Lil Kim came out black Erica Kane. Mm, mm. Ziggy was on Laughing. Okay, Goldie Hawn. She used to be up there dancing, right? Spectrum Man. Okay, y'all remember Space Ghost? Or remember them toys, the Shogun Warriors that you could shoot the fists and they had the swords and shit? My cousin probably watching this shit right now, and he got the fucking original um Shogun Warriors, all that. She got the Batman with the magnets on the hand. Come listen to a story about a man named Jed. Exactly. Them Beverly Hillbillies. That Texas Tea. Oh yeah, Heathcliff or Garfield. Heathcliff or Garfield. I go for Morris, the other orange cat. But Heathcliff and Garfield was in competition. Remember Morris the cat? You said Goldie Hawn was hot on that joint. Captain Future. Voltron. Voltron was the shit. Way before they caught on to what's that one that with the little ninja looking motherfuckers? Voltron with the lions. But before Voltron, it was G Force. Y'all remember G Force? They had the fiery phoenix. Oh yeah, what about the Massey thing? Because not only was Massey pushed out of his position, he still got some months to make a motherfucking impact. He's not immediately going out. He still has like 8 or 9 months, 7 months, ain't it, that he got before his shit over with. Yeah, Lily Tomlin and Laughing, Run the Minga Dingy, Transor Z, exactly. Um, Speed Racer, Robotech. Trump is looting. I know, um, Medina. I know because now you can't check his finances. G Force, that was my shit. G Force was my shit. Back in the day, I had a bunch of those classic GI. Man, you had the big GI Joe figures, so you must have had the GI Joe, and then back then GI Joe was fighting against it was like a monster, like with the lights. Remember, used to put each of them next to the light. You know what I mean? That's when GI Joe had the beard. Before it, they created all the characters. I had a bunch of look when they slimmed GI Joe down. That's when I was really into my toy stage. I had the goddamn battleship. I had the GI Joe. I even made my own GI Joe fortress out of cardboard. Yeah, banana splits. Smash that like Marshall Bravestar riding on a bull. The Thundercats. Yeah, the monkey name was Gleek from the Wonder Twins. I had beat up this dude named Gleek in school. He looked like the space monkey too. He was older than me. He was on the first day of school. I was in the ninth grade. He was in whatever because he was in the geeky class. And this big ass was standing by the joint, and I was trying to walk past, and he was trying to bully a freshman, and I goddamn got on his ass. Motherfucker named Gleek. Columbo, Kojak, Hill Street Blues, all of them was classic. Columbo with his trench coat wearing ass. Kojak always got a lollipop in his hand. And Hill Street Blues, their fucking theme song was right. I had all the underground comics, Mr. Natural, Trash Man, Freak Brothers, and Brother Man. I never even heard of them comics, Medina. Who wrote those? What company they was coming out of? Okay, the WF Big Rubber figures. Yeah, you talking about when Hulk Hogan and all them had got famous. All they was not called Stretch Armstrongs. Remember Stretch Armstrong? Handling the business, right. Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very. Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up two very lovely girls. The Brady Bunch. Miami Vice, that's my favorite show of all time. Crockett and Tubbs. You know when they get to ride in that drop top and motherfucking Tubbs got that shotgun in his hand and Sonny looking like that there, they jump out that car with no socks on, they ready to put some work in. That was my favorite shit. That's my number one show right there. I always was home. I watched reruns of it right now. I mean, I remember when Tubbs, they brought Tubbs back talking about his brother. He had a twin brother or some shit. Remember? Well, yeah, that was that shit. Yeah, Knight Rider. We can talk about Knight Rider for about an hour too. The Boondocks. What's the Boondocks? The Boondocks. What's that? Is that the one with the cartoon, the Boondocks? I really ain't watched that too much. I remember the Boondock Saints. No socks. There wasn't in finesse two times with no milk. No socks. Hey, we need to do that one. I need to do the motherfucking joke. No socks. Y'all remember that going to school with no socks? Shoes, no socks. No shoes. You know what I'm saying? Shoes, no socks. Shoes, no shoes. You know what I mean? The Boom, yeah, the cartoon, yeah, I ain't really watched that. I felt like that was like some kind of way they could put it in the sauce to get our black people to watch it and then have us, you know what I mean, controlling us what we think. Sort of like the Simpsons. That's what it is, Medina. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Can you dig it? Man. That's Chris Tucker. No, 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 no. Can you dig it? Thunderdome. Yeah, everybody wore Converse and Adidas and Puma. Bob Hope specials. Reebok pumps with the little pump. Remember before they did the joint in the tongue, you had all this shit you used to have to hook up to them. Chips, yeah, we've been talking about chips. Punching them. I wore a pony too. Remember, ponies had the same shoes that looked like the Jordans when they came out. Ponies had the same shoes, same different color schemes and everything. I wore all kind of shoes, you name it, from the most expensive Valley boots and Travel Fox and Clarks to Adidas, Puma, whatever that was trending. Leaka Sport, Head. I even had remember the tennis shoes with the head with the little, you know what I mean? I done Deodora with the tongue to come off their little Velcro tongue. Deodoras, you know what I'm saying? Okay, from the Warriors. Warriors come out and play. Yay. What was the black lady name that was up there? She went on to be in Carmen San Diego. What was that black lady name that was on the radio? Yeah, they would, but they ain't do nothing. All they did was put pressure. LA Gears, who would wear LA Gears? Running out in the streets, drug dealers with lights on their shoes. Come on now. And the Avia, remember Avia had the reflective thing on their shit too. I had those Patrick Ewings with the black suede and the third. Yeah, but remember they had all colors. They had the blue and orange. They had the burgundy. And back then the colors was what it was like. Etonics, Saucony, Spot Belt. You know what I mean? Asics. I just had some Asics Lativas about 2 years ago. They was the Onitsuka ones, the ones that they got the idea to make the Cortez off of. Now I don't like to make remakes, Tony, because it ain't never gonna come out right. It's like when they tried to remake that Roots with T.I. and them in it. It's not gonna come out because they're gonna now try to put somebody that's a celebrity, you know what I mean, as for you know what I mean? They ain't gonna go as for actors. It's gonna be they're gonna try to relate somebody else to you. Oh, the Beverly Hillbillies, Mr. Ed, the Talking Horse. Yeah, Mr. Ed was terrible. Mr. Ed, Dick Van Dyke Show. Yeah, the monochrome things. You put your hand on them and they change colors. Yeah, I think was that monochrome. Yeah, I had like I told you, I had Leacock Sport with the little chicken on the side. Leacock Sport teeth, Troop, the Ice Slam, acid wash. I had Fila when they first came out when it was like $150. It only came in like Gucci colors besides the blue, red, white, and blue, and the red, blue, and white. They had the prominent color for Fila was green, white, and red. Me and my cousin had them shits. This is a Alf alien life form. Alf used to eat cats. Me and my cousin was down in the area now. They have a pagoda and a battleship down there. Oh yeah, you still got your Wu Tang Wallabies? No, you don't. Phyllis the Cat, Jack Cantor, a space robot, the Polish golf shorts, and the Club Monaco. Man, you old as fuck. The Club Monaco hats with the two glove card with the two golf clubs on the hat. That is crazy. That is crazy. Y'all old as fuck. Who that said they had the Wu Tang clocks? What you had the Wu Tang clocks with the Wallabies? I got the real Wallabies though. You feel me? Come on now. You said you had the Wu Tang ones was ugly because they kind of like split the colors up. Phil is the cat. Phil is the cat. John Connor space Ghost Speed Racer. What was Speed Racer brother name? Ultraman. Ultraman. Well, you know that they consider Ultraman to be anime. I think that he should, and that he's holding off mean he didn't win. You don't negotiate and hold off anything. If you got him on the ropes or you beat him, you don't negotiate. You tell him this is what you're going to do. Right, Racer X. Yeah, the New Rule shirts with the little collar. Know what I mean? I might got a linen New Rule shirt in here right now with the little collar on it. The linen joints. Josie and the Pussycats. Yeah, Josie and the Pussycats. That was that girl band cartoon. That's when Hanna Barbarian was popping. Hanna Barbarian had all the fucking cartoons. Donald Trump attacked Iran. Y'all do realize that, right? There's 24 y'all in here, man. Double tap the screen and get them likes up, man. Wonderama, Sassy, you showing your age. Yeah, I got the yellow green designed by Ghostface, aka Iron Man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ghostface. I ran past the Wu Tang probably 2 or 3 times when they was at their height too. One time they was at a gas station. It was like 4 MVPs, one of those Acura NXSs, and something else out there. And me and this young boy named Jock was standing out there, and they asked us if we wanted to roll because they was in one city. They was going to the beach area. We were standing in front of like the Jamaican reggae club called the Blue Light right there by the gas station. And we was like, yeah, we jumped in, smoked it down with them, rolled out, went to the show, did all that shit. That's when it was popping, when you could get a hold of your hip hop entertainer, or your rapper, because back then that was before they became hip hop. Once they start making millions of dollars off of them, then they consider them hip hop. Before all that shit, they just rap. JJ Fad, Supersonic. Jigga, jigga, boogie, jigga, jigga, boogie, jigga, jigga, boogie, jigga. They just did Tiny Desk too. Supersonic. Oh yeah, Jim. Mohair suits. Okay, y'all remember Mod? Oh yeah, you seen him in on Saturday. I done seen so many people that's entertainers. I done politic with them, like not just seen them, like broke bread with them, like Missy Elliott, Timberland and Magoo, Gene of the Clips. I don't know Pusha T. I know of him and I know people that he fuck with that I fuck with. But Gene actually was my weed man when they had grinding out. He actually was getting his money in the street, not doing no high pro selling kilos and that, but he had the motherfucking haze and the dro like a motherfucker. And he a thorough overhead. I think me and him the same age too. We probably one day apart, but he a thorough motherfucker. When he wrote his book, he was going around selling it in his BMW truck. I seen him. I had a $5 cash money. You know what I mean? He said he ain't had nothing, that he could go ahead and do some electric transfer right now. He was hand over fist. He said he wanted a dub. I said, I got five. He let me get the book. I read it. It was a good read. Shout out Gene. Malice, no malice, whatever he calls himself. Shout out Gene from the Clips, man. Real. And then I seen him one time, me and my lady was coming out. When we was going in the restaurant, he was coming out with his security. And I was like, what up? He dapped me up. We chatted for like 2 or 3 minutes and was gone. So every interaction that I did have with him, because like I said, he was my weed man. I met him. I was working at a supermarket in a bakery decorating cakes, and he used to come in there and do his shopping. And matter of fact, one of my daughter, her mom knew him, and she turned me on to him. And at the time, he had the grinding out. You know what I mean? So he a real cat. Oh yeah, Ghost Dog, that old school movie, Ghost Dog. Well, Forrest Whitaker and Ghost Dog, Ghost Dog, Zebrahead, Clockers. All of them are dope movies. Smash that light. Johnny Lightning. Okay, exactly. She's still around doing her thing. You know that Missy Elliott is old as fuck. She's damn near a billionaire. She wrote half of the '90s. You know what I mean? Missy Elliott wrote a lot of the '90s. She wrote a lot of your favorite rappers and R&B people's songs. But she got her own boulevard named after her. She has since retired to her home state. She do her thing. She get a lot of accolades now. She got a lot of charities and nonprofits that she fuck with. Man, I got a pair of gazelles in here right now. But you know, in the black community, the gazelles were the one that they was selling in Bashalam, but in the black community, they managed to have us putting on gazelles, gazales. With the real like spelt like the animal, they had that knockoff too. But the gazelles was so heavy, the square joints. You know what I mean? If I didn't have on these Versace's, I would probably have on a shaded pair of gazelles. Oh, remember the girls was wearing EKs? Remember the EK glasses? Yeah, remember the EKs? Oh, Atari 2600. You spelled it wrong. Well, Atari 2600. What was your favorite game? Pong. They had Pong. They had what was that shit? You jump on the alligators or you jump on the Frogger, Pong, the tank joint. Ooh, tennis was the Pong joint. Barbara Susie, homemaker with the entire kitchen. Okay. Yeah, y'all remember that the easy bake oven? They had you making that little nasty ass brown pie. Yeah, Missy Elliott, that girl, very talented, man. Very talented. Rest up, Magoo from Timberland and Magoo. He died a couple of years back. Okay. Metroid on Game Boy. Man, I started gaming when they had Simon and them little Texas Instrument football, baseball, and basketball games. Quick Draw McDraw, bing, bing, bing. I mean, Ricochet Rabbit, Quick Draw McDraw, Droopy, Speedy Gonzalez. Remember, Droopy got super racist on that joint when they saved the fucking lady, the white lady out the burning house, and the dude went in there and got burnt up, and he walked up to the dude and say, "Hey, Blackie, any more babes in there?" Howdy Doody make a Mr. Ricochet, yeah. No, howdy make a Mr. Ricochet. Remember, Gunsmoke, Big Valley, Rifleman, Chuck Connors, Ponderosa. Oh yeah, Pitfall was the game. Pitfall was on Atari, wasn't it? It was like that jungle game. Touche Turtle, Pepe Le Pew. Touche Turtle was terrible too. Remember Underdog? Underdog. Shit. What's the big Space Ghost? Okay, I'm gonna take y'all out of the round. Who knows what Mulligan Stew is? I remember Mulligan Stew. You old as hell. Who knows what Mulligan Stew is? Mulligan Stew. Mulligan Stew. Holly Hobbit. Holly Hobby. Smash that like y'all. Shut me out. Well, yeah, Mulligan Stew. Who remember what Mulligan Stew is? Smash that like 30 y'all in here. You say Trump is a villain. Schmoot, you back in here, ain't you? Cowboy food. No, Mulligan Stew. Remember? Mulligan Stew was a book and it was a show. Saint Elsewhere about the hospital. Okay. Captain Planet. Yeah, Captain Planet. The Captain Planet had green hair. He was with that Earth stuff. I think Captain Planet. Oh shit. Little House on the Prairie. They had so much going on, man. That was my show. I remember when Shorty and Little House got fucking blinded. Remember she got blinded? Little House on the Prairie, and also the Waltons, John Boy, Mary Ellen, Sue Ellen, Mary Ellen, Grandpa, Grandma. That was about family too. Um, Chicken breast, corn on the cob, mashed potatoes. Y'all remember Trump was on that commercial, on the pizza commercial, eating the piece of pizza backwards? I think it was Pizza Hut. He when they was pushing that pizza eating it backwards, it was Trump and his first wife, I believe. My favorite Martian is Star Trek. Two of my favorites. My favorite Martian was terrible. He was terrible. David Banner, the guy that played David Banner, was on my favorite Martian. Daniel Boone, right? But Star Trek, that was one of my favorites too. Kurt used to get himself in shit. Yeah, the Waltons, y'all remember okay, Barry's Money, but I'm talking about in pop culture, like movie or book, the Mulligan Stew stuff. Bad Dog. Walton was my shit too. Archie Bunker. Good night, John Boy was a crazy catchphrase, my G. Good night, John Boy. That was dope, man. The Waltons was family though. The Waltons was the hillbilly version of the Godfather. You know what they say? The Godfather is the ultimate, you know what I mean, guy to, you know what I mean, family, because they explore every possible, you know what I mean, family member. The worst motherfucker was that Fredo, just because he wasn't the oldest. He fucked the family over. Remember what Mike told him? Fredo, don't ever let nobody know what the family is thinking. And he got that from his daddy when his daddy first told Sonny Corleone, who was supposed to take over the family, but because he couldn't control his anger, he got popped. Well, he ran into the shit. He ran to it. Fools rush in. He didn't think. He didn't think before he made a move. But remember, Pops told him after they was talking to the drug dealer, and the drug dealer was saying all that shit. Sonny was telling them how they feel, and Pops told him, "Don't ever let nobody know what the family thinking. Especially if you the weak link, they gonna know they can pinpoint your ass." Smash that like you say he a hero. Name 3 reasons you say he a hero. Benson, you know Benson was a spinoff. Benson used to be on Soap. Remember the joint Soap? And I think he did a little bit on Mod, but he was on Soap. It's like the Good Times was a spinoff from Archie Bunker. And then Archie Bunker spin off the Mod with Florida, and then it spin off to because Archie Bunker had something to do with the Jeffersons too. All of them was Norman Lear joints. That white dude Norman Lear is where the Fisher hat, but Benson. Remember Benson was the butler. He fucked around and became the governor at the end of that shit. But Soap is where Benson came from. Soap was funny as fuck. Mulligan Stew, exactly, by Gilbert Sorrento. That's what it is. Trump is not a villain. He's just stupid in economics. I didn't know tariffs was a tax in America, and he doesn't have any. How does he know all this shit about tariffs and all that? He has a whole administration, and he has everything at his disposal that he don't even have to think. They'll put it in his face and explain to him what it is. That when somebody makes a excuse for Trump like that, he doesn't know. Hell no, he knows all of that shit. He's mm, 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 mm. Star Trek. A wise Klingon said, "Only a fool fights in a burning house." Right? The Klingons and the Vulcans, you know, they some kin. Alice with Mel's Diner. What was Alice's son name? Somebody tell me Alice's son name. Anna Green Gables. Okay, Bell. Yeah, Soap was super funny, man. Remember, Soap had the aliens on that shit at one time. Soap was off the chain. Trump knows it's more money for him and his family. Right, Sassy Mo? Trump don't got that. People to say they can't even go in, the IRS can't even audit him. His money is untouchable. That should tell you something. What happens when these people become president? That's why I say, I mean, a lot of the times the stuff that Trump is doing, if Obama would have made a move to do something like that, if Joe Biden would have made a move to do something like that, it would have been like, what the fuck? Y'all would have bucked. Now, this guy that was the president before, and when his tenure was up, he didn't want to give it up. Y'all put him silver spoons with Ricky Schroeder. Yay! Everybody wanted a train in their front room when Ricky Schroeder came with that one. Shit. But before Silver Spoons came on, you watch either The Facts of Life or what's the joke? What you talking about, Willis? With Gary Coleman and Todd, you know what I mean, Bridges and the white girl, what's her name? Jennifer Plato with the white daddy. What was that? What you talking about, Willis? With Gary Coleman? That's when Midgets was popular. It had Tattoo, Gary Coleman, and Emmanuel Lewis. Yeah, Silver Spoons, The Facts of Life. The Facts of Life. That's when they had an openly lesbian character because you ain't telling me nothing. That girl Joe, what was her name? Joe Polachek. She was a motherfucking LGB, which I'm not beefing with. I'm just saying. The Golden Girls and Empty Nest. The Golden Girls was the shit. But as y'all know, on the Golden Girls, the lady that played the mama, she was younger than everybody else. The lady that played Sophia, she was the youngest up there. Their hate, they thought it would include them. Trump is the only for him and his family and nobody else. Different strokes. Good looking out, lunch. That's what it is. That's what it was. Different strokes. The Cosby Show, yeah, the Cosby Show was dope. Trump said Canada, Mexico, and China would pay the tariffs. So what was that? Just a lie? Everything Trump said that's for was been Punky Brewster, the girl Punky Brewster. She's always seemed like the real life version of Rainbow Bright or something. Or a reincarnation of Pippi Longstocking. Y'all remember Pippi Longstocking? Yeah. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. The Lone Ranger and Tonto. What's going on, So Real Media? What's up with you? So Real TV. My bad. I'm not even trying to mispronounce you. So Real TV. Y'all get over and check her out. So really real. So Real TV. What you are the NO? So Real got some dope topics. That funny one. I think I seen that one. Boyfriend caught cheating with a dude. Damn. Or the flirty barber turns dyke straight. You terrible. I get over there and check out this really real from So Real TV. That's what it is, sis. Drop your link. Text the letters BMC lowercase so they can know where you at too. Because a lot of times we want to get our content promoted, but we very seldom do it. So here's a place where you can night bottle drop your link. Just text BMC night bottle drop your link just like that. What's going on, man? Ruth, fight the power. That's what it is. Fight the power, family. Elvis was a hero the most. All right, because on app, it was an imperial stamp. Don't worry, be happy with If you know, you know, family ties. Yo, Michael J. Fox managed to get himself ingrained in American pop culture with family ties, and then he was in Back to the Future. Okay, but then he had that disease, it threw him off. It might not be another election. And why do you say that? What does that mean? Can you explain that? Why you asking me? Gerald Gerald House, who the F I am? Because matter of fact, I'm getting ready to send you up the road to the upper room. Matter of fact, hurry up, Gerald, and say what you got to say. Smash that light. I don't think it's gonna be another election. Maybe not, because shit, if he didn't want to give up the first time, why would he let somebody back in like that? Like it's like a whole. It's got to be a setup. You know what's gonna happen. Head of the class. Okay, okay. Remember, what's that junk with Balky Bartakamus in it? It was sort of like the male version of Laverne and Shirley. Remember Lenny and Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley? What was that joint with Balky Bartakamus in that joint? Oh yeah, what's happening? Remember what's happening came back on it though, but what's happening now? And Martin Lawrence was in that shit. Remember what's happening now? Double Dragon. Okay, of course, the video game Double Dragon, right? Remember, Dragon's Lair used to cost $5 to play. Dragon's Lair is the video game that had Dirk the Knight in it, and it was made with them Blu-rays. It was made with a bunch of, you know what I mean, shit that now is common. We do it, but the animation that it was using for Dragon's Lair, yeah, that shit was a bunch of money. Yeah, Different World. Who was your favorite character on Different World? Bad Dog. Perfect Strangers was Baki Batakamas and them shit, right? Yeah, it was a cartoon, that Dragon's Lair. The Wacky Racers. Yup, Penelope Pit Stop, did Dastardly, Muttley. I remember that shit, Hanna Barbarian. That was the Hanna Barbarian cartoon, Sassimo. Y'all remember Thunder the Barbarian and Oogla the Mop? Fake ass Conan the Barbarian. Thunder. Who's the boss? Okay, okay, with Tony and the blonde headed chicken. What's the girl name? Melissa Milano. Remember she was in the Mario, the first Mario Brothers jump? The first Mario, she was in that shit. Melissa Milano. But yeah, it used to be some dope shows out. That's when they was creative with it. Now everything is a miniseries. Top Cat with the hat, Top Cat. Okay. You said no, Trump is not a hero or a villain. Cat Dog, yeah. That's what was Cat Dog. Cat Dog was on Nickelodeon. What's going on, Michael Cofield? Too Close for Comfort. One Day at a Time. Three. Woo! One Day at a Time was my shit. One Day at a Time. That had Valerie Bertinelli in it, right? And she had that sister with the other. It looked like she was kind of might have been Butch too. Too Close for Comfort. Who was it? Too Close for Comfort, but Three's Company. That was my shit. Jack Tripper, Larry, Mr. Roper. It was two. It was two landlords. It was Mr. Roper, and then it was Mr. Roper and Mr. Furley. Ren and Stimpy. Quantum Leap was my shit. That was very Space Age. Quantum Leap was before its time. But Too Close for Comfort. Who was in Too Close for Comfort? The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Barney Miller, two dope shows. Mary Tyler Moore was very innovative with her shit too. Knots Landing, exactly. Knots Landing, Dynasty, Falcon Crest, Sliders. Okay, okay. Sliders came out. Yeah. Which one of them used to say happy, happy, joy, joy? Was that Ren and Stimpy? Family Ties. Yep, Family Ties. Ocean Quest. Yo, check this out, y'all. I'm about to wrap this up. I'll be back in like 30 minutes. Stay tuned. Plug back in. Let's continue this convo. Thanks for supporting now. If I don't hear from you, sending nothing but blessings. And smash that like on the way out if you haven't already. I'll be back. Don Knotts was funny as fuck.